The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. At that time, when Jesus had come to Nazareth, he said to the people in the synagogue, "Truly I say to you, no prophet is acceptable in his own country. But in truth, I tell you, there were many widows in Israel in the days of Elijah, when the heaven was shut up 3 years and 6 months, when there came a great famine over all the land, and Elijah was sent to none of them, but only to Zarephath in the land of Sidon, to a woman who was a widow. And there were many lepers in Israel in the time of the prophet Elisha, and none of them was cleansed, but only Naaman the Syrian." When they heard this, all in the synagogue were filled with wrath, and they rose up and put him out of the city, and led him to the brow of the hill on which their city was built, that they might throw him down headlong. But passing through the midst of them, he went away. The Gospel of the Lord. Brothers and sisters in Christ, the first reading talks about the story of Naaman, which emphasizes humility and faith. Naaman, a powerful army commander, initially resisted Elisha's simple instructions for healing his leprosy. However, when he humbled himself and followed Elisha's guidance, he experienced God's miraculous healing. This narrative demonstrates the transformative power of God when we show humility and trust in God. It further encourages us to set aside pride and embrace God's guidance in our lives. Beloved, we need to humble ourselves and obey instructions from authorities, our parish priests, parents, and those who are in charge of our lives. In the Gospel of today, Luke chapter 4, verse 24 to 30, Jesus faces rejection in his hometown. The people struggle to accept him as a prophet due to their familiarity with his background. Jesus challenges their prejudice by citing examples of Gentiles who received God's favor. Beloved in Christ, the lesson here for us is about humility and openness, recognizing that God's grace extends beyond our preconceived notions and cultural boundaries. It prompts us to examine our biases and embrace the diversity of God's kingdom. The humility and the willingness to follow divine guidance in our lives is something we need to embrace. Beloved in Christ, these readings call us to cultivate humility, trust, and openness during our Lenten journey. May we be willing to set aside our expectations, trust in God's wisdom, and extend our understanding of his grace to encompass all people, echoing the inclusive message of Jesus in the Gospel of today. May God bless us all. Apetola na noklimi. Ma wunse katato tola plevila pakle gbogbokkola pe yaira neba jemiaji eye wanu anyi klimi.
I will ever be true. Its shame and reproach gladly bear. then he'll call me someday to my home